In a notable development highlighting the evolving dynamics between the United States and Taiwan, the two nations recently reached an agreement on the initial stage of a bilateral trade initiative. This landmark achievement, achieved less than a year after negotiations were initiated, shows the deepening relationship between Washington and Taipei in various spheres, including geopolitics and economic cooperation. Welcome back to N.D.P News, the #1 stop for current international affairs. If you're new here, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our future content. Thank you for joining us. Unveiled in June last year, the trade initiative, titled the US-Taiwan Initiative of 21st Century Trade, represents the first formal trade agreement between Taiwan and the United States since the assumption of office by President Joe Biden in 2021. The agreement encompasses an array of crucial areas, such as trade facilitation, regulatory practices, services domestic regulation, anti-corruption measures, and support for small and medium-sized enterprises. However, it is important to note that the agreement does not currently address the matter of tariffs, which may be subject to further negotiations in subsequent stages. Catherine Tai, the United States Trade Representative, expressed her satisfaction with this milestone accomplishment, emphasizing its significance in strengthening the economic ties between the United States and Taiwan. She stated, "This accomplishment represents an important step forward in strengthening the US-Taiwan economic relationship. It demonstrates how we can work together and advance mutual trade priorities on behalf of our people. We look forward to continuing these negotiations and finalizing a robust and high-standard trade agreement that tackles pressing 21st century economic challenges." The Office of the United States Trade Representative further affirmed that discussions would commence promptly to finalize the remaining 7 areas of the trade agreement. These areas include agriculture, labor, environment, standards, state-owned enterprises, digital trade, and non-market policies and practices. Moreover, a signing ceremony for the agreement is scheduled to take place in the coming weeks, signifying the commitment of both nations to its successful implementation. Experts in geopolitics and international trade emphasize the significance of this trade agreement for Taiwan, particularly due to its status as the island democracy's first official trade agreement, following its exclusion from the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework, IPEF, launched by President Biden last year. While the IPEF comprises 14 member states, including influential actors such as Japan, Singapore, and the Philippines, it is not a conventional trade agreement. It encompasses various objectives beyond trade, such as enhancing supply chain resilience, promoting clean energy, and combating corruption. Christy Xu, the director of the Taiwan ASEAN Study Center at the Tsinghua Institution of Economic Research, highlights the importance of the US-Taiwan trade agreement in creating a more efficient and transparent business environment for companies from both sides. Xu argues that this achievement serves as a testament to Taiwan's commitment to transparency and trade facilitation, further solidifying its reputation in the international community. By engaging in a high-quality initiative with the United States, Taiwan showcases its dedication to fostering economic cooperation and showcasing its adherence to international trade standards. The United States and Taiwan, forging an economic partnership for the future. Taiwan, with a population of approximately 24 million people, holds a significant position as the 21st largest economy in the world. Its contribution to global supply chains is paramount, primarily due to its leading role in the production of semiconductor chips, which serve as vital components in various electronic devices, ranging from smartphones to computers. Of particular significance is the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC, a prominent firm in Taiwan. TSMC holds the distinction of being the world's largest contract manufacturer of chips, playing a critical role in powering products developed by renowned tech companies such as Apple, Qualcomm, and Nvidia. With a market value of nearly $500 billion, TSMC stands as one of Asia's most valuable companies, and its dominance extends to encompassing 90% of the world's super advanced chips. The relationship between the United States and Taiwan is developing against the backdrop of increasing pressure faced by the self-governing island from mainland China. Despite never having exerted control over Taiwan, China's ruling Communist Party asserts its sovereignty over the island, thereby turning Taiwan into one of the central issues in the complex dynamic between China and the United States. In recent times, the United States has exhibited its support for Taiwan by augmenting weapon sales to the island. Nevertheless, experts argue that trade agreements can also serve as instrumental tools in bolstering Taiwan's international standing. Michael Cole, a senior advisor with the International Republican Institute based in Taipei, asserts, "It very much sends a signal of recognition that Taiwan is an important ally to the United States. By taking the initiative in signing a trade agreement with Taiwan and fortifying its economy, the United States establishes a precedent for other nations to potentially explore the possibility of forging their own agreements with Taiwan. This ripple effect has the potential to amplify Taiwan's global influence and create a favorable environment for further diplomatic and economic collaborations." According to Xu, the latest trade agreement has the capacity to generate momentum in the economic relationship between the United States and Taiwan. She highlights the benefits that can arise from the harmonization of trade rules and regulations, such as improved customs procedures and enhanced efficiency. These advancements can translate into cost and time savings for exporters, thus providing a favorable environment for trade expansion and economic growth. Taiwan's trade representative, John Deng, indicated last year that it could serve as a precursor to a comprehensive free trade agreement. Such a development would pave the way for even deeper economic integration between Taiwan and the United States, fostering an environment conducive to trade liberalization and the facilitation of cross-border commerce. But what are your thoughts on today's topic so far? Leave a comment below and share your opinion. Now let's dive back into it. The US-Taiwan Trade Agreement, a catalyst for Taiwan's CPTPP aspirations. In 2021, Taiwan formally expressed its desire to join the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, CPTPP. But the approval process is still ongoing, with its request currently under consideration. It is worth mentioning that China has also applied to join the CPTPP, further intensifying the dynamics surrounding Taiwan's potential membership. Consequently, numerous analysts have emphasized the significance of the US-Taiwan trade agreement, as they believe it could enhance Taiwan's prospects of joining the CPTPP, even if some member nations exhibit reluctance to include Taiwan due to concerns about provoking Beijing. To comprehend the potential impact of the US-Taiwan trade agreement, it is essential to recognize that this initiative encompasses a substantial portion of the chapters encompassed within the CPTPP. Consequently, Xu asserts that this trade initiative will expedite Taiwan's regulatory reforms, which are a crucial step towards joining the CPTPP. By aligning itself with the provisions and requirements outlined within the US-Taiwan trade agreement, Taiwan stands to bolster its candidacy and demonstrate its commitment to adhering to the trade standards and practices espoused by the CPTPP. Nevertheless, it is important to consider the potential backlash from China regarding the US-Taiwan trade agreement. China has consistently expressed its opposition to such agreements, evident from its staunch objections during the initial round of negotiations that took place last year. Ma Xiaoguang, the spokesperson for China's Taiwan Affairs Office, conveyed China's perspective on the matter by asserting that any attempts to utilize the Taiwan card to impede China's reunification and national rejuvenation would inevitably fail. Consequently, it is likely that China will voice its protestations against the US-Taiwan trade agreement, thereby adding an additional layer of complexity to an already intricate geopolitical landscape. Moreover, Xu has aptly cautioned that the process of reaching a consensus on the remaining 7 areas of the US-Taiwan trade initiative may prove considerably more challenging. This challenge arises from the potential requirement for Taiwan to make concessions that could elicit controversy domestically. In 2020, for instance, Taiwanese lawmakers resorted to throwing pig intestines within the parliamentary chambers as a means of protest to a proposal to ease restrictions on pork imports from the United States. The opponents of this proposal contended that it would lead to the importation of pork products containing ractopamine, an animal feed additive commonly employed in the United States. Nonetheless, despite the intense opposition, the proposal was ultimately passed through a referendum. Your feedback is highly valued, as we invite you to share your thoughts on today's video regarding the US-Taiwan trade agreement. If you haven't seen it yet, we encourage you to watch our previous videos titled "The US Attempts to Dissuade China from Putting Pressure on Taiwan" and "Taiwan's President's US Visit is Under Scrutiny," to gain a deeper insight into the ongoing US endeavors to prevent a Chinese invasion invasion of Taiwan. You can find the links in the description below. Remember to subscribe, and we appreciate your support in choosing NDP News.